The 6th edition of the European Youth Week was celebrated in Brussels between the 26th of May and 2nd of June, when several events took place at the same time not only in Brussels, but across Europe. A central focus this year was on the importance of the active involvement of the younger generation in society, and in particular their part in the 2014 European Parliamentary elections.
Welcome to Brussels, to the European Youth Week of 2013. During this week, youth is top of the agenda, not only here in Brussels, but across the entire continent.
The centre of this year's European Youth Week was the 25th anniversary of the European Union's Youth in Action programme, which supports young people in democratically influencing decisions, as well as engaging in economic, social, political or cultural activities that contribute to a better society. Youth in Action programme is for all young people aged 15 to 28 in general, and it has enabled nearly 200,000 young people and youth workers every year to exercise non-formal learning mobility across Europe since its beginning in 1988.
We thought that something for non-formal education as well, for non-formal learning would be needed, and that's where the first program was created for youth. We have a program which supports a policy. The objectives of these policy and programs, well, first of all, to equip young people with skills that can be useful for their own personal development, to help and encourage young people to participate in society in general. And we must say that now we have overall the 25 last years, 2.5 million participants in this program. It's also the personal development of the people who participated, which is important and a very important achievement. Overall, the young people, perhaps through these programs and through these actions, have been brought closer to the EU and the EU closer to them.
The Youth Week's programme started with a conference focusing on the EU's ongoing structured dialogue with young people and youth organisations. Structured dialogue provides a platform where young people and youth organisations meet with representatives of national youth authorities to discuss the priorities and the implementation of EU youth policy. Since its launch in 2010, youth representatives and policymakers have engaged in serious debates on several themes, leading to a series of important political resolutions and conclusions subsequently adopted by the youth ministers of the EU.
Our conference here today marks the first important step in the review of our structured dialogue. We should first let you, the young people, to voice your opinion and express your aspirations.
I think the structured dialogue is a very, very important first step in the process to strengthen youth participation on European level. We are doing pioneer work in order to ensure that young people can really be a part of decision-making process and that they really have influence on what is done.
It's this, I would say, quite a rare opportunity to make an impact that we all have been calling for.
We had a very significant event for the structured dialogue review process. So we discussed the different elements of the process. There was a lot of debates. How to involve more youth organizations within the process. So, for example, different stakeholders and other international youth organizations, other institutions. In total, we have a set of 27 different recommendations or conclusions coming out from the conference. The main conclusion, of course, is that we need to improve a lot of things within the structured dialogue, but at the same time is that we take responsibility for making the process better.
During the Youth Week, there was a two-day exhibition showcasing the achievements of the Youth in Action programmes. Here, representatives of 36 nominated projects had the opportunity to present their work and achievements along with youth ambassadors who have been nominated by their respective countries for having made an outstanding project in a political, social, economic or cultural field following their participation in an EU youth programme project.
In average, we fund around 8,000 projects a year. youth exchanges, youth initiatives, democratic projects, but also volunteering opportunities for young people, as well as training and networking opportunities for youth workers.
The project we are going to present today is a fantastic project, which name is Fantastica. And it's a project about youngsters doing amazing practices. They don't want exactly to be taken into Camorra or mafia issues. Then they are gonna recruiting them from the streets to make them become artists from the streets.
We would like to save the environment by teaching people how to live greener in the cities. We had 3 volunteers from different countries, and they were helping our offices work, and they were helping us in the workshops to develop new topics and to make the workshops with us. But foreign volunteers, they have different ideas and different aspects.
I was as a EVS volunteer in Hungary for 1 year. I really liked the project because it was with environmental issues. For me it was amazing here. I met a lot of nice people. With some of them I'm still in contact, and I also learned a lot of new things, that you can make a lot of things by your hand. You cannot buy everything.
This is possible to make a program with for people in a wheelchair. It is very positive when I apply for a job. Every boss says, "Wow, you did EVS. You went to Latvia for 2 months." As I don't speak Latvian very well, I learned just to communicate without words.
We recovered at our school for 30 years ago that chess playing is very good for integration between young people, disabled and not disabled.
We participated in the chess tournament and in all the sporting activities. We had some parties also to get to know each other.
I presented a project that is called Loud and Visible, Queering Up the Media. The project is about creating visibility for LGBTQ students, young students, by using different media and technology tools, such as Twitter, Facebook, mobile phones, how to address issues that can be very, very tough, but in a creative and inspiring way. Without the funding, it wouldn't have been a project.
The European Commission was also present at YoFest, held on the Esplanade of the European Parliament. This event is a traditional youth-led political festival organised by the European Youth Forum. The YoFest provided an excellent opportunity for youth organisations to present their work and achievements, as well as to build partnerships for the future. The running theme of the YoFest was the contribution of youth to the democratic construction of Europe on the 25th anniversary of the EU youth programmes and the launch of the youth campaign for next year's European elections.
Well, the Youth Forum, as I said, is the platform, first and foremost, the biggest platform in the world, actually, of organized youth. We have helped shape the youth work and youth policy at European level over the last decades. We are now in the so-called European Youth Week. Within this, we have our own YoFest, the Youth Organizations Festival, which is in its 4th edition. And this year the focus is really linked with two main things. One is this celebration of the 25th anniversary of the youth programs, and the other important one is our own launch of the League of the Young Voters in Europe.
EUDESC is a European network present in 33 countries, and our main task and mission is to provide information for young people so that they can be mobile and actively participate in society. EUDESC is a support structure of the Youth in Action program, and we try to complement information about youth in action opportunities, to volunteer, to be active in a youth exchange. For us, the YoFest is a great opportunity, and we really appreciate the cooperation with the Youth Forum and also with the European Commission, because we can present ourselves. We have an opportunity to meet youth organizations that are very important partners for our mission.
I hope you're all having a great time at this YoFest. We are launching today the League of Young Voters in Europe.
Your vote can be the most powerful instrument you have to change our future, your future.
Grab that future as yours, because it belongs more to you than it belongs to me.
The message you are giving today, you are here to show that young people can decide on their future.
Thank you for joining me to celebrate the 25 years of EU youth programs. The program reached out to far more young people than initially imagined.
In celebration of 25 years of European youth programs, a Youth in Action Award ceremony took place, where during a panel debate, participants could discuss the role of young people in shaping their communities and society at large, and on the further development of EU youth policy. The final act was the award ceremony honouring 3 outstanding projects in the following categories: youth exchanges, European voluntary service, and training and networking opportunities for youth workers.
The projects that we will award today, coming back to this nice morning, set an example. They encourage all of us to go and to believe in what Europe and its citizens are able to develop.
Y bueno, yo creo que el premio es precisamente porque es una idea innovadora, es traer algo innovador como el cómic a un tema tan sensible como el de la violencia de género.
So we were surprised because of the nomination, and now because of the awards, it's like really surprising, but we are really proud, and I think it will give us even more positive energy to go on working.
Me and my fellow organizers are now thinking of organizing a series of seminars, and these will be focused on conflict resolution, and we'll also talk about participation in the civic life.
Well, I always believed in youth, but today I think the enthusiasm of these young people motivate me even more, make me more enthusiastic to work for the youth policy.
We're celebrating 25th anniversary, so we're looking back, but we're also looking forward, so it's really exciting. Well, youth policy is critical, but what's even more critical is the visibility of youth policy, because our young people are the future of Europe.